Can this Aston Villa side win the treble? In today's video and episode, we will find out. We have Tottenham in the semifinals of the FA Cup. We have Atletico Madrid in the semifinals of the Conference League. And then we are currently 2 points clear at the top of the table with a game in hand. We could go 5, in which we are still doing the Invincibles run. This team is absolutely insane. This Simons kid has been an absolute revelation into the squad. Let's jump into the game here against Tottenham into the semifinals of the FA Cup. Tottenham FA Cup semifinal. Sutton United versus Fulham in another semifinal. We win this, we have an easy final. Basuma crossed in, not fully cleared by someone, not fully put in by someone, and Cueva is able to turn around and half clear it. Gonzalez is 1-0 for Tottenham. Kamada, Musiala, Bailey, Harvey Barnes, Bailey, it's 1-1. And we level it up right before halftime. Bailey, Musiala into Bailey, now into Simons, massive touch, he gets past the keeper, and it's 2-1, and somehow we find the back of the net, and somehow Aston Villa are in front. 25 minutes here, slowly getting fatigue in this team. Tomiyasu wins the header into Cardenas into Simmons. If we can get that third, I'll sub him out. Simmons, it is the third. And Aston Villa might have just poked a trip to the finals. And I kick it out like a coward. And that's game over. A 3-1 win. We're into the FA Cup final. But now we face off against Atletico Madrid in the semis of the Europa League. First leg of the semifinals. Schick, Felix, Llorente. This team is absolutely insane. I don't know how we're going to be able to do it, but we have to pull something out of the bag here to beat them. Leon Bailey cutting back. Now Simmons on his left foot. Simmons finds the back of the net. It's 1-0. We have the lead early. If we can make a big win in the first leg, that'd be absolutely insane. I love that. It won't happen, though. They're going to make it 1-1. They might win this game. It is a home game. That's a beautiful tackle, beautiful challenge. Possibly injured Carrasco. But Tomiyasu's carrying up the field. Musiala. Joao Felix gets past Cuevas and Digne. And Joao Felix finds the back of net. 1-1. Back to Simmons. Now to Savage. Savage in for Harvey Barnes. Turns back to Savage. Now into Simmons. Into Musiala, who splits the defenders and finds the back of the net. And it's 2-1. Musiala into Leon Bailey. Leon Bailey into Simmons. Simmons! Scores. It's 3-1. We're turning this game on its head. Completely. We needed that. That third goal is so vital. Leon Bailey into Simmons. Simmons is through. Simmons to make it 4. Simmons does make it 4. That might be good enough for us to win and go into the final automatically. Now you're having to play that second leg. I mean, it's probably impossible with Atletico Madrid. But we might be able to sim it. It's shot, saved by Kepa. And if I go mute, actually I won't go mute. Header out. Savage, Kepa saves, and that's game over. We win 4-1 in the first leg. We'll be able to simulate through that second leg easily.
And the game begins.
And now the second leg of the Conference League, where we're up 4-1. A dominant second half for us in the first leg. Sees us be able to simulate through the second leg. We'll jump in if it gets to 4-3 or 4-4. But it's highly unlikely, to be honest.
And this con-
They do get one back quite early. It's 4-2 now in aggregate. Musiala puts the lead back to 3. It's 5-2 now.
Wonderful to have that in your repertoire. Post.
It's 6-2. Leon Bailey absolutely tearing apart this Atletico Madrid team.
And he scored not once but twice.
Lamar gets one back though. It's now 6-3 on aggregate.
He's enjoying himself. Plenty of work for the score.
And that's game over. A 2-2 draw on the day, but a 6-3 aggregate win. We are into the finals of the Conference League. It's a chance to really... And after 36 games, we get our first loss of the season. And it comes to Liverpool, and Pedro Gonzalez scores it. We did play a rotate team simply because we do have the FA Cup final on the weekend. And I wanted a full strength team for that, despite it being against Sutton United of all teams. Now, what does that loss do for us? It actually puts us in second spot. We are now behind Man City. We need them to drop even more points, in which they play Crystal Palace. Who else do they play? April, May. They play Crystal Palace, and then their last game of the season. Oh, the last game against. Oh, they play Chelsea. Ooh, that's big. But we also play Liverpool. Or we also play Tottenham. But let's get into this FA Cup final against Sutton United. We can worry about throwing the league later. This is a very important game for us. It's a must-win game for us. It's a chance to get our trophy, number 1 of possibly 3. Not only this episode, but of course throughout the whole season. Let's get into it. Really should have. Leon Bailey now. Leon Bailey on his left foot. Leon Bailey saved early. I can win an FA Cup final 10-0. Lucas Digne, Simmons on the corner, no. Lucas Digne to put it back in. Nobody's really finished it. Garcia on for the tired. I think Cuevas isn't playing. Simmons wins the ball back, and he has free real estate here. Defender is catching up, but Simmons finds the back of net. It's 1-0. Musiala into Simmons. Simmons to Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes. Now the floodgates might start opening up. It's 2-0 for Villa. And Sutton United have one back. It's 2-1 with 19 minutes to go. They actually get one in the back of the net. It's 2-1 now.
Well, I have to say, he's done really well here.
Musiala into Simmons. Now to Musiala, out wide to Bailey. Bailey into Simmons. Simmons, Musiala. Musiala gives us that 2-goal gap back. It's 3-1. And that might be the hands on the trophy. Diego Carlos on. In for Leon Bailey. Carlos gets taken out. We play on. It's Vasako who's on for Tomiyasu. He'll find a Simmons, and it's 4-1. And that's a trophy for Villa. We win the FA Cup. We might not win the Premier League. We might have just bottled that. But Aston Villa will have won the FA Cup here. And we kind of get lucky. We played 2 tough teams. Actually, yeah, only 2, because we played Arsenal and Tottenham. And everybody else was non-Premier League teams. Bailey, Musiala, Simmons. Simmons once more. Simmons gonna get more. It's 5-1, and that's game over for sure. I'm not even trying to touch the. I'm not even touch the controller. It's a 5-1 win in the FA Cup final. That's trophy number 1 of the season. It's trophy number 1 of a possible 3 in this episode alone. And Diego Carlos will lift that trophy. The FA Cup belongs to Aston Villa. Now, this wasn't obviously main priority for at least. I was thinking about maybe doing 2 seasons at Villa to try and win the FA Cup and maybe the Premier League, but we might be able to do it all in 1 season. It's the FA Cup done. We need City to drop points against Chelsea or Crystal Palace, but we still have Tottenham on the final game day. It's gonna be interesting. City did drop points. They draw against Chelsea. We win this game. We go ahead of them going into that final game day. against Tottenham. I am going to go ahead and quick sim it. I'm going to hope for the best. There's no way we lose back-to-back games. We draw. City actually lose to Manchester. City lose to Chelsea. We go above them in the table based off of head-to-head now. The goal difference is the same. No matter what happens here, as long as we don't lose to West Ham, we should be lifting that trophy on the final day. We lose to West Ham. We lose to West Ham. City drop points to Chelsea. It's a draw for them. A chance for Aston Villa to retake that first spot, winning against West Ham. We draw 1-1. City lose against West Ham. Oh, not against West Ham. Against Chelsea. Our chance against West Ham to retake over that first spot. Fortunately, it's a 1-1 draw. Gavi and Cardenas, they score. And it's only a 1-1 draw. But we go 1 point clear of Manchester City going to that final game day against Tottenham. Which we win the Premier League. But we do have Gladbach in literally 2 days' time. Alright, we win this game. We win the Premier League. Let's get into it, see what we can do. Richarlison's through. Richarlison scores. It's 1-0 for Tottenham. Richarlison to double it. It's 2. Musiala, Simmons into Harvey Barnes, who gets one back. It's 2-1. It's early enough to be able to get another one back.
So there we have it, 2-1.
Musiala into Harvey Barnes. He's through and open and onside. Harvey Barnes is 2-2. Back to Bailey into Simmons. Simmons to take the lead right before halftime. It's 3-2 for Villa. And that's literally the last kick of the first half. We go into it 3-2 up. Harvey Barnes over the top. Harvey Barnes is through. Harvey Barnes into Musiala. And that might be the title-winning goal there. It's 4-2. That's down the flank. That might be good enough for Charleston, but Digne outpaces him somehow. This team is going to be so incredibly tired going to that Conference League final game. It really is. Musiala, Simmons, Harvey Barnes, Milinkovic Savic. That's a dagger. Aston Villa, Premier League champions. Somehow, some way. But we've done it. That's game over. Villa, Premier League champions. Diego Carlos to lift that trophy. A 5-2 win over Tottenham to win that Premier League trophy. And now we have a tired team going to that Conference League final in just 2 days. I guess 3 days. But only 2 days of rest for them. And so, Conference League final, Wahi gives White Iwobi. We have no Musiala. He's out on suspension. Red card. So, we are in the final without our main cam. So, Cardenas steps up. I mean, it's not a bad player to step up, though, because he's pretty decent. But let's get into it. Simmons. I think we got him in when he came in 84 overall. He's at 87 now. He's been an absolute revelation to his team. Let's get into the final game of the season. See if we can get the treble and more than get the Conference League trophy. Trying to make Simmons make a run. He will find Simmons on the flank. Bailey, is he cutting in? Not cutting in enough. Cuevas, Savage, Cuevas, Harvey Barnes, Simmons, 1-0 for Villa. 13 minutes in, we have the lead. Leon Bailey into Cardenas. Cardenas out wide now to Lucas Digne. Digne in for Barnes, into Simmons, in towards Cardenet. Oh, that's Savage, actually. And Savage doubles the lead. It's 2-0 after only 32 minutes. Too fancy when it loses it.
That'll be Aston Villa's ball.
Now Tomiyasu into Leon Bailey. Leon Bailey might get to the second ball. He will. Now Savage. Out into Cardenas. It's a beautiful ball. Cardenas. It's 3-0. And Villa will win the Conference League.
Demolition job.
It's 3-1. Wahi gets a consolation goal. I wasn't paying attention. I was zoned out for a second. But it's 3-1. But it still won't be good enough. Aston Villa will still be your Conference League champions. Brace here. Wahi saved. Digne clears. Game over. Aston Villa are your treble winners. Aston Villa are your Conference League champion. Diego Carlos still left the third trophy of the episode and the third trophy of the season.
That's fantastic stuff.
It's a did we win with a 3-1 win over Gladbach. And so we win the Conference League 3-1 against Gladbach. We finished first in the league with only one loss throughout 38 games. We not do invincibles, but we do win the Premier League by only 1 point and only 1 goal difference better. Arsenal don't get into the top 5, neither does United. They finish out in there. Bournemouth, Burnley, and Norwich are the 3 teams going down. We win the FA Cup against Sutton United. That was easy. We could have had the chance to win the Carabao Cup, but we lost to Liverpool in the semifinals, which Tottenham go ahead to win that. Our top goal scorer has to be Simmons. I would be shocked if it isn't Simmons. 51 goals in 56 games, 21 assists to add on to that. He was absolutely insane this season. 10 goal plus in every competition that he played more than 4 games in. 19 in both the Conference League and the Premier League. I think that 9-0 win or 9-2 win, whatever it was, against Udinese early on, that definitely helped him out there. But a massive, massive, massive. He might be coming on to us with the next club, depending where we go. We are going to La Liga next. I know that's for sure. Whether what club we get offered for, that's up to them. Do we actually have any offers currently at the moment? I think Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, maybe not Atletico, but Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, and definitely Barcelona. We could go to Spain or Italy. Could go to Italy. We have to win the Europa League. We have to win the Champions League. We have to win, obviously, everything in Serie A. We have to win everything in the Bundesliga. We have to go back to the Bundesliga. And then, obviously, La Liga. And then the World Cup, which will be the end of next season. I'm actually going to end it there, though. If you did enjoy it, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, and peace out.